Hey everyone, what's going on? Greg here again from Team Blast. So I'm using Microsoft Copilot. I'm going to analyze 3 different heat map scans for one of my clients. They're a locksmith. So here's the prompt. I'm not going to read it. You can pause the video. So I'm now going to hit the enter key. It's going to go through this entire analysis. As you can see here, I have 3 different dates: December 19th, January 2nd, and then January 10th. The keyword is locksmith, Salt Lake City. This is what I really like. You can see the green dot progression. So it says initial scan, only 3 dots. 1 through 3 mostly clustered in the central western region. Then the next scan, 7 green dots showing improvement in the central and southern zones. Notable flips, which is important. Third scan now, I have 11 green dots, new green placement in the southeast and northeast, which is actually really important because I'm really focused on flipping dots to the east that has more population. Total dots have been flipped now are 8. And this is what I'm actually doing next, though, for my clients. So that's great. We're flipping dots. Local Falcon, I can see the share of local voice score improving. But now, what about the population density of flipped areas? So West Valley City and Murrah, high populations. Next, South Salt Lake and Mill Creek, moderate to high. And then Southeast Foothills, lower density. So it means basically I'm targeting higher value urban zones, which should then lead to more impressions. And then if everything else stays the same, like conversion rate, that should lead to more phone calls, more website clicks, more scheduled bookings, more potential customers as well. Next, what I'm also looking at is I'm really focused on the downtown part of Salt Lake City. So that's the abbreviation SLC. So you can see I have 3 different bullet points, 1219, 12, and 110. So I can see that initially it's mostly red and orange. Next went to orange dots, and now as of January 10th is light green and few green dots emerging in the downtown corridor, especially near the University of Utah and Central City. This is really important. A lot of times people will ask me, how long does local SEO take? It all depends, obviously, on competition, your niche, where you currently are, how far of a deficit you even have for me to potentially close. But this is part of why it takes a while. So, almost a month ago now, I'm looking at one of my initial scans for Locksmith Salt Lake City. And then I really looked into the initial scans, the share of local voice, and then said, hey, what can I do to really flip these dots? Because this is really what's most important. Now that we're flipping dots in lower populated areas, now I'm moving more towards downtown Salt Lake City. That's where there's going to be a huge population increase because you're going to have obviously residential, but also you're going to have commercial properties as well looking for a locksmith. So, but to flip those dots, though, there's far more competition. There's a lot of different competitors that are also based in Salt Lake City. There's people using that abbreviation or that name or that city name in their title. There's a lot of other factors that get into it. So to really go into these areas, I really rely on Copilot because it's really critical for me to, when I'm talking to my clients on a pretty regular basis, it's, hey, we're flipping the dots. That's obviously the first step, but now we got to flip dots that are going to be the bigger wins for your business. Because ultimately, if I can flip a dot or two in an area that has, let's say, 50,000 people, compared to flipping, 6 dots that have, 10,000 or so, you can see how they're almost identical. 50,000 versus 60,000, but one was really 1 or 2 dots. The other one took 6. So you can really see why that, yes, you can flip more dots to page 1 rankings, but sometimes, though, if you can get the strategic dots flipped, that'd be most key. This is kind of what I do next, just to wrap this up. So I have the 3 heat map scans as I already uploaded into Microsoft Copilot. What I do next is I run scans twice a week, sometimes even more, for this particular keyword. I try to make sure that I'm always running the scans roughly around when all their competition is open, so I get the most true baseline. I'm going to look at all the competitors in the area, again, review them using Microsoft Copilot to get an idea of, okay, anything changed from their scan or their categories or their name or their number of reviews. Then for my client, I'm going to go on their website, maybe add new services, new service locations, update the schema markup to get even more granular, and then look at their Google business profile and say, what more services can we add? What more products can we list? What more tweaks can we do within an update? Can my client get more reviews? Can we respond to some of these reviews with more keyword-rich information? There's so much more that needs to get involved. But this is a great starting point. It's the AI analysis that I'm looking to do to get really critical wins for my clients so they ultimately get more leads. Anyway, thanks for watching this video and stay tuned for the next one.